Good morning! Welcome to Talk O'Clock. Happy Saturday. How are you guys? Are you in a good mood? Are you ready for the weekend? Well, I most definitely am. Got my tea and I'm ready to recap my week with you before I go forward with having my weekend. So let's take a sip and recap the week. So Saturday I was at Sebastian's house and Sunday too, and no, Sunday I didn't. Saturday I was at Sebastian's house and started off with, opening my advent calendar. I'm always taking his advent calendar with me when I go somewhere. The Lego one I'm not taking with me because I don't want to lose any bricks and such. So started off with his calendar in the mornings, looking at him. He was sitting on the other side of the room, like on his desk, doing some university stuff. Because, you gotta work on the weekend as well. Guys, let me tell you. And looked for, the correct envelope. Checking out what lovely gift I got. And it was another card for Gloomhaven. So there's lots of extra items that we can very soon play with. And, have fun with it. Then I went home on Saturday because it was my day with the kids as well. At home, I took care of my other advent calendar because you have to. And then I spent a lovely day with the kiddos and with Jan, just having lots of crafting time, painting time, playing, and just all in all enjoying our day together. It was really lovely. Just kind of quiet though. But, just being very relaxed with the kiddos, and I enjoyed myself a lot. They did as well, and we just, we just hung out, which is always a lovely thing to do. And then on Sunday, I got up very early in the morning, like 7 a.m. My alarm clock rang because I said I would prepare breakfast for everybody. We had to get up quite early because for one, it was the 6th of December, which is St. Nicholas Day. So there is a little lovely tiny gift for the kiddos in their boots. And also we were having a date with my mom. We went to her house sometime just before noon to have lunch with her. She made a lovely stuffed duck with red cabbage and dumplings, so very traditional, very lovely. And the kiddos were able to see my mom again, spending time with her. They love to play with my mom. And Jan and I had a little tiny bit of a time off, just being the patchwork parents, looking over the patchwork grandma, playing with the kiddos, before they went home again and, back to mommy, back to routine. So breakfast took me a while to prepare because I had to be very quiet. But I managed, and while Jan was getting the kids ready, I was able to open my advent calendars and have a lot of fun with what was inside, just, enjoying those lovely little tiny gifts and notes and Lego bricks and all of that. So I'm really getting somewhere with my Paris architecture structure. I do have 2 things finished already. So the Grand Palais is finished, as well as the Champs-Élysées, and I'm currently working on the 3rd building, but that takes a couple of days until you can actually see something that resembles a building. So when we went home from my mom, Emma was sitting in front because some of the seatbelts in the back of the car didn't work. So car seats, putting 2 kids next to each other is a little tricky. So I was sitting with Hannes. We were singing lots and lots of Christmas songs until both of them fell asleep. Jan brought me home. I took all of the games and bricks and toys with me that we had brought with us to my mom's house, and he was taking the kiddos home and coming home Sunday evening then. And I just had to spend a couple of hours in bed just resting because my legs were hurting a lot. So I watched a little Virgin River on Netflix and just, had a slow day, because then on Monday I had to get up very early again. I had a doctor's appointment, so I had to get dressed, be somewhat human, having my hair done and, looking somewhat presentable. So Jan went with me to the doctor's appointment. Nothing fancy. I just had to have my blood drawn, like I have to do every 3 months because of my MS medication. And everything's awesome. I got the results back already. I'm like so healthy when it comes to my blood work. It's insane. They could write a book on how somebody's blood work should look, or what it should look like. So everything went well there, and I just, took my time in the morning getting ready. I hate rushing in the morning. I'm not a person who can get up like half an hour before I have to leave. I need an hour at least. So that means I have to get up very, very early just to be able to really wake up in the morning, take my time, not rush, because otherwise I'm in such a bad mood. I'm not good company, and I don't want to be snippy with other people around me. So, I do not sleep a lot, but get up early on these kinds of days. Of course, I had to have the lovely pill breakfast, because that's what you gotta do. Getting those lovely antispasms and MS medication pills and had a lovely tea. And of course, I had to have my advent calendars opened before I could go to the doctor's, because I want to do that first thing in the morning. Worked some more on the Grand Palais, and I really like how the Legos look. Also, Jan's New York Lego set is really coming together nicely. He built the Statue of Liberty, and he's currently working on the Empire State Building. Really getting there. It's very lovely. And then, we had to go off to the doctor's. Was horrible weather, very rainy, very cold. But we sang a lot of Christmas songs in the car again, and had a lot of fun with everybody at the practice, then went home again, and both of us got so tired that once we were home, I had a little breakfast, and after that we said, we're just gonna nap for an hour. Yeah, guess what? It was pretty much the rest of the day. We slept for another 4 or 5 hours after that. So there wasn't really anything I was doing Monday after my appointment. It was another very slow day, and I don't know what it was, but people around me were so tired too that I think it wasn't fatigue or didn't have anything to do with MS. It's just being exhausted, being tired, and Jan and I got to rest. We are lucky enough to be able to do so whenever we need. So, yeah. Anyways, Tuesday was a little differently. Way more energy. Again, starting off with the Advent calendar, because that's what you gotta do. You have to have the first laugh in the morning, or the first giggle. And that's even before getting dressed and everything. You can be human and presentable afterwards. No need to do that and be presentable while you're opening the Advent calendar. You can be in your PJs just like I am, or at least I think that's totally cool. I mean, isn't it? Don't you agree? can see the Grand Palais and the Champs-Élysées are done. And I had to put together those tiny little 5 trees in front of the Champs-Élysées, and that was my fine motor skills, I can tell you. But anyways, I went food shopping after that because Sebastian would come around for dinner after work. So I decided to go food shopping and do a very lovely, very simple kind of comfort food sort of a dish. And for that, well, I had to go food shopping and separate all of the things that Jörn and I have to pay for together from all of the things that I'm just paying for. So, yeah, you got to keep those records straight. And after that, I had a little time to do some coloring. I finished the colored pencil part in the Kirby Roseanne's book on this page in World Within Worlds, plural. And that's quite the steampunky page, and I worked with a lot of metallic colors, which, let me tell you, is a tricky thing to do when it comes to shading and highlights, because you don't want to lose too much of the glimmer and shimmer, but you want to have contrast as well, and have some deep shadows, and so you're naturally losing quite a bit of the metallic look. But once that was done, I had finished that. I had to put away my lovely pencils and then move on to acrylic paints, because I wanted to have kind of a heavy contrast when it comes to the background versus the foreground. So I decided to go in with black acrylic paint. This is kind of a chalky finish acrylic paint. I have to import it from the States. I can't find anything like that here in Germany. But yeah, well, every other year I just import some of those little tubes of that chalky, quite cheap actually, acrylic paint. And it works just like a charm in coloring books, or if you want to work with colored pencils on top of acrylic paint. This is my go-to sort of paint, and well, I used it on this particular page, and you can see already how different the picture looks just because I have that black acrylic paint background. There's the buildings kind of pop in comparison, so that is a lovely tool. But once I was done, I could only finish one of the pages. I had to go to the kitchen and cook a lovely, it's a mixture of a soup and a stew, mainly potatoes, but also other vegetables like celeriac and carrots and onions and parsnips, leek, and it makes just for a very hearty, kind of like a thicker soup, almost like a puree, and depending on how much water you put into the pot. I like it a little thinner, so it's more of a soup, or a stew-ish soup for me. Yeah, that's a word. And then it just bubbles away on the stove for like 45 minutes or 40 minutes, depending on what kind of potatoes you have in there. If they're more like the firm potatoes or more like the mash kind of potatoes, put in some parsley, and then puree everything. Add a little bit of sour cream. I take lactose-free sour cream, so that's a little better on my stomach. And of course some tiny little sausages, because you want to chew on something. At least I do, and it gives it more of a umami kind of smoky taste, which I like a lot. And since it was one of my cheat days, I could also have a walnut bread with it. And I prepped everything before Sebastian came to my house. And he pretty much participated in the last 5 minutes of the cooking process. dinner, we had some more light. I like it a little darker when I'm actually having dinner. Lots of candles, lots of tiny little yellow lights, not the big ones on the ceiling. But after that, we just, caught up with each other, chatted, had a little bit of a dessert pretty much. So lots and lots of clementines. You gotta get in your vitamin C. And, we just spend a lovely evening together, goofing around a lot, just what you do, having fun and just spending a couple of hours together before he had to leave again because university was really, really busy this week. So we just had time to meet each other during the week for these 2 or 3 hours on Tuesday evening. And had to work on our, separate kind of things, life and university and work and everything, all the other days of the week. But we really enjoyed these couple of hours together, just, him and me time, very quiet, very lovely. Kind of goofy. He's you're gonna see some footage of me teasing him a lot. No, him teasing me, not me teasing him. Him teasing me a lot and just being a goofy guy. And, that gets your spirits up when you're actually kind of stressed out like he was this week. And, just being a little cuddly. That's what you do. But we also did some one fun thing. So years ago, I think it's 8 or 9 years ago at least, maybe even longer, my parents gifted me with a lovely book. It's called Monsters of Christmas. And it's a goofy little thing with a lovely illustration about all of the things that surround Christmas. So human traits, emotions and such that come with Christmas. And there's a little story for every emotion, just like, I'm blanking currently. But we read the last couple of pages, or I read the last couple of pages of that book to him. And it was very goofy, very lovely. We just had fun together. And there are one of the emotions in there, or one of the human characteristics is, for example, expectance. Expectance? No, that's not a word. Expectations, that's the word. So she is a person in this book and is described, and it's very goofy, very sarcastic, very lovely, and we spend the evening finishing up with that book. So we gotta check that off our to-do Christmas time list pretty much. And then on Wednesday, guess what? Started with my advent calendar again. This time I got dressed before. Excuse me. Because I was getting ready to film in the morning. So I'm picking up work again. My vacation time is over, as I had mentioned, I think in last week's vlog. So I got ready to film 2 videos that day, and I had to get dressed beforehand. So I did that before even leaving my room and getting to the advent calendar. But as you can see with the Lego one, I'm building the next building. And then I went on to work. I filmed 2 Beyond the Lines videos, got the page that I'm currently working on all finished and ready. Now I just gotta, edit the footage and get the blog post up and yada, yada, yada. But I'm, working to get the January videos done because I don't want to work between Christmas and New Year's because the kids are at the house, so I can't do any work there, and I actually also don't want to. I want to enjoy that time with my family and my patchwork family and such, so not really fond of working those days. So I have to get stuff done beforehand. So I filmed on Wednesday. I'm also going to film on Sunday. So It was work, 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 work. All the coloring book stuff. And it was a little tricky to get back into to get back with the hang of things, like getting used to the way of filming and the talking and the chatting, because I have been talking in German so much over the last 8 weeks or almost 10 weeks. That I now have to get back into talking English a lot, because I noticed I did forget some of the words, so there's a lot of thingamajig in the first Beyond the Lines video that I filmed. But I'm getting back to into the swing of things. Everything's cool, and once I was done with Beyond the Lines, I went on to coloring in the background in my Kirby Roseanne's coloring book. More acrylic paints. I actually also finished that page on that particular day, and I finished off things with gel pens, again same colors that I used for the colored pencils, so very steampunky with copper, gold and silver. And in real life it looks really lovely. Since then I moved on to a different kind of a coloring book that I'm currently working on. You can see a little footage in a hot minute. But I'm looking forward to get back to that particular coloring book. It's awesome pictures. It takes a lot of time to finish one of these pages, but you really sit and work with the piece, and that is something that I like a lot. Just every so often I need a palette cleanser, and then I can go back to one of these very intricate, very long format kind of books there. But then on Thursday, which was yesterday, again, guess what? In the mornings, Advent calendar time. I really love it. You know, guys, yeah, but that morning, I was so tired. I slept rather well, but I was just bone tired and exhausted. And I had a hard time getting out of bed and quote unquote getting really awake. So I was in zombie mode for at least half of the day. I don't know what it is this week. Again, I'm not complaining. It's just, it's weird, or I'm not too happy about it, because I like the days where I'm really energized, like today, because then I feel I can get a lot done. I'm really present. I'm not just zombie moding through the day and most likely forget what I actually was doing. I'm liking the days like today way more. But nonetheless, I went on to another book, like I just had mentioned. Moved on to watercolors and got the first double page done. I think I'm gonna keep this book on my desk for a while and try to finish that one next. I'm working on 2 books that I would definitely want to finish sooner rather than later. So one of them being the Outlander coloring book, which I'm working on Beyond the Lines. And then this one here, this is a Polish book from Karolina Kubikowska. She's a tattoo artist and she has lovely artwork. A couple of books are on the market. This is, I think, the first one. I didn't buy the others because, well, I don't want to have too many books that I just collect and don't have time to work in. I want to get one of the books done and then I allow myself to buy another one if one of them tickles my fancy. So I went for autumny kind of colors because I think the ferns just, for me said autumn colors. So I did and got that lovely page done within, I think, took me an hour 15 minutes maybe. And the nice thing about this book is that the line work is so intricate and so finished already that I don't have to do a lot and just can go on with watercolors. So On Friday, which is today, again, haha, guess what? Started off with the advent calendar, because why not? I had a really good night's sleep. I'm way more energized today. I got up like 15 minutes before my alarm clock would have gone off, which is awesome. And, just had a tea in the morning, had the advent calendar with 2 very lovely photos. I had 2 photos in Sebastian's advent calendar today. I did not know that he took those photos, but they're just like glimpses into our nerdy daily life. They're not like staged or lit very, very nicely, but it's just, a snapshot of life. And he, gifted me with 2 very special photos there. And of course, guess what? Lego, because I have to build the next building. And after that, I made myself presentable. And I wore a very special t-shirt for the first time because my future father-in-law and dear friend and co-author and fellow nerd, is turning a little older today. So I made him a t-shirt and made the same one for me as well. And I wore it for the first time, as did he. I got the proof in he sent me a photo of wearing the shirt, and we are the hashtag Nerd Dream Team, so had to celebrate that. I couldn't see him today, I couldn't visit, but we're gonna meet up in 1.5 weeks, I think, for a little breakfast. So we, just have to spread out the birthday celebrations. But the hair is dry, I am human, and I'm just finishing off getting dressed before, and that's why I'm actually sitting at my art table. I'm using my blow dryer way more in artwork than I do on my hair. Every so often, if I'm... I like to dry my hair naturally, but every so often it just takes too long, so then I move on to the art table and dry my hair. And since I was at the art table and I wanted to do the daily coloring, I went on to the next page in the watercolor book that I worked in yesterday, and I love to work with the Neo Color 2 from Caran d'Ache in that watercolor ink sort of book. Just a little bit of gel pen in there and ta-da, the page is done. The line work is pretty much a finished piece of art already. And you just, add a little tiny bit of color. You don't need to do much in that book. And that is something that I like a lot. It's fairly quickly that I can work on one of those pages. This one took me half an hour. And, you got a full piece done. And I'm just gonna try and go through the book and finish a page a day. Let's see if I can manage. And that's pretty much that. I did take way more girly pinkish colors this time. And once I was done, you have to have breakfast because I had to get a little bit of something into my stomach before I would now go on finishing the vlog here, doing some video work and such. And when I'm done, I'm gonna pack up and leave for Sebastian's house. So I'm gonna be at his house until Sunday morning. We're gonna spend the weekend together. I'm thinking we're gonna play some more Gloomhaven, because we haven't had time to play a lot over the last couple of weeks. And I'm gonna take my advent calendar with me, and I'm gonna take a little tiny very special gift for Sebastian with me, because it so happened that he was moving, and somewhere while moving he lost his scarf. So it's really cold outside, And he told me, just gotta get a new one. Have you seen mine somewhere when you packed up boxes and such? And I said, nope. Sorry about that. I mean, I do have 2 scarves here, but they're maybe not your color scheme, maybe a little too girly for you. So yeah, no. So when he left Tuesday evening, I thought, we were looking at the Doctor Who scarf for a while now. So I went onto the internet and looked for normal scarves, if there would be something that I know he would like. Because we get a winter over here this year, it seems. And he just got better from being sick, so I don't want to get him to get sick again and then be miserable come Christmas. So I was looking at normal scarves, and then I saw that there were normal sized scarves with a pattern of Doctor Who, like the 4th Doctor to be exact. And I was like, am I going to take that? Am I going to take it? Am I not? And then I came back to the real Doctor Who scarf, so the 5.5 meters long scarf. And I was thinking like, oh God, which one am I gonna take? Do I take the short one that maybe is a little more comfortable to wear? But I know he's a geek, and I know he's so particular and nerdy with Doctor Who that if he gets something Doctor Who-ish, it has to be like the real thing. Yeah. So I took the long one, and I'm gonna take it with me today. It's been delivered. He's gonna get a very long Doctor Who scarf today. He's gonna be warm and cozy and can snuggle up in it, and I don't know, can take him on a walk like a dog. Whatever. No, just kidding. So I'm gonna take it with me. I'm gonna take the camera, and I try to get footage of that. So yeah, we're just looking forward to a lovely weekend. Sunday, I'm gonna go home in the morning because Sebastian's gonna have a day with Jan. They want to paint and have lovely food together, and I can work on the next couple of videos for Beyond the Lines on Sunday. That at least is my plan. So yeah, and I'm moving around a lot and being quite fidgety. I know, because I gotta pee and I want the vlog to be finished and edited, not edited, but like shot all in one go before I gotta go pee, and my MS bladder is really challenging me. So I shouldn't drink as much tea, but it's so yummy and warm and nice and relax, Sarah. You're the master of your bladder. No spasms, please, because they trigger the MS bladder. Are we good, body? Yes, we're good. Okay, so yeah, that was my week. I hope you enjoyed the recap. I'm definitely looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to the next week because I have a couple of things that I want to do. I want to meet up with my mom, hopefully Monday, and do lots of video work, lots of artwork and such, and get ready for Christmas season. So I hope you're looking forward to the weekend as well, or / already enjoying it. And thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna see you next Saturday. Take good care, guys. Bye.